this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here yet again with my folio, and if you saw my most recent video when I was working on the folio, I kind of talked about possibly having some fabric on the outer, cover. Mainly I'm talking kind of this envelope and obviously this underneath surface. So I've got this gorgeous, I never know really how you pronounce this, toile de joie or toile. I had a friend once who, she always said to me, oh, it's toile. I mean, I can't really pronounce that, but yeah, she used to say it was called toile, I think she said. So yes, I'm going to try and just pronounce it hopefully correctly. But I always call it toile de joie anyway, but I'm pretty sure that's not how it's pronounced. Okay, right. So I like the frayed edges, so I've just kind of torn it down. Now I'm going to tear down a little bit here as well. Now I haven't coffee dyed this or anything, but of course, fabric pretty much I think coffee dyes pretty well. So that's always kind of a good option. Now I'm wondering if I want to go over the flap or whether to just have it, yeah, probably just have it kind of hanging, I think. So I'm just literally kind of cutting this down to roughly the size of the envelope. Now again, really not trying to be too fussy with this, and I don't mind if it's kind of got frayed edges. I mean, I really like the frayed edges. I don't mind if it's overhanging on some of the edges. I don't mind if it's too small on some of the edges. I just want it to look really pretty. I'm not going to get too hung up on, oh, it's not quite fitting quite right. Because actually I want it to look very eclectic, and I think kind of part of the way to get the eclectic effect is by not having it, fitting 200% perfectly. So I've got my fabric tack beside me. Now I had it turned upside down with a stick pin in it. So I'm really hoping it's going to cooperate really nicely. I haven't used it for a few days, mainly because it wasn't wanting to cooperate with the last video that I did. So yeah, I'm hoping it's going to kind of now cooperate. It doesn't really seem like it wants to. And I know I've said this recently, and maybe someone's answered this by now, but I know that you can thin this down, the fabric tack, you can thin it down with something. And I can't remember for the life of me. I know that several people have mentioned it before in comments about what to thin it down with. Maybe it's the alcohol or the, that 91% alcohol. I can never actually remember. So if you happen to know what it is that you thin the fabric tack down with, to get it nice and flowy, and wanting to flow properly, let me know below, because I'm thinking mine's definitely at a point where it's wanting, needing / wanting a bit of help with coming out of the bottle. So yeah, if you happen to know, please let me know. It would be much appreciated. Okay, right, let's put that down. Now I'm going to spread that out with my glue spreader, also known as my Costa card. So I mean, obviously the fabric, like here, is a bit saturated with the glue. So I mean, hopefully that will dry, dry off clear. But again, if it doesn't, I'm really not too worried. So that's my first layer. Now, this is just an envelope. So obviously I want to cover this. Now this does wrap around the back where I've got this, what do you call it? Like a policy envelope closure. So I need to decide now, do I want to go right round? Would probably be good. Now, obviously, I'm doing this totally the wrong way round. I should have obviously done this first prior to actually, assembling this folio at all. Did not occur to me, didn't know that I was going to want to do fabric at all until just now. Well, not just now, but, recently. So, as usual, it's a case of hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? And yeah, I'm just going to kind of go with it now. But yes, of course, I wish that I had thought of this first, because it probably would have been a lot easier to have covered the envelope first before actually assembling the folio, because I'm now, you know, a little bit disadvantaged. Yeah, quite a lot disadvantaged perhaps. Okay, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this side glued first. So, and then I'm just going to kind of fill it in. So hopefully, again, I'm really not going to get hung up on this. I know it's looking like a shocking mess, and hey, it might turn out a shocking mess, but I'm not going to kind of get myself too caught up and wound up that it's not 100% the right size or anything like that. Because, you know, we're going to add some extra things, and, you know, hopefully it's just going to all look lovely anyway. So, you know, I guess the point being, just don't get too caught up with things if it's not, you know, if it's not perfect, if it's not the right size, who cares? It's all going to be good. I don't know whether it's all going to be good, obviously, but I'm hoping it's all going to be good. Right, so get my fabric here, press it down. So again, as you can see, I mean, I've not gone right to that edge. That's fine, you know, because actually if I go right to that edge, I might kind of then compromise the envelope, you know, this envelope that's kind of folding. So, you know, for me, that's just where I want it, really. Now, obviously, this is slightly trickier. So, I mean, obviously, the fabric's not long enough. So that's my first issue. Now, wondering whether to cut this along here. Do you know, I think I'm going to do that. So let's just cut here like this. Just tear that. Okay. And then what I can do is obviously tuck this like under. So again, let's just cut that round slightly. Honestly, I mean, this is like bodgy crafting, like on steroids, to be honest. Okay, so I can then glue that down, just going under there. And then I'm going to put some more fabric on over the top. So the fabric's not going to match up. The patterns are not going to be the same. But again, I'm not going to get myself, you know, too caught up or worried about that. I'm hoping it's going to look just lovely and eclectic and, you know, super scrumptious and gorgeous anyway. So that's the hope. Obviously, that's not a, you know, a definite. That's not necessarily going to be the case, but that's what I'm hoping for. So let's just put plenty of glue down here. I mean, because, you know, obviously the main thing is we want it definitely glued down. We don't want it all falling apart. So yeah, let's just get that all glued down. And I'm just going to then put some extra glue here on that bit that's going around the, you know, the policy envelope closure and kind of to the edges. So let's bring our fabric up like that. Now we're going to go under here like that. Okay. Like that. Okay, looking good. Let's just spread that a little bit. Okay, so far so good. Right, now let's just have a look and see what I have left here. So I mean, obviously this is going to be kind of running down in a different direction, but you know, that's fine. I don't mind that. So I'm going to cut it down here like that. Okay. Isn't this the most lovely fabric? Got this from a car boot sale several weeks ago, actually. Yeah, I just absolutely love it. And it was a massive piece. So it wasn't the cheapest, you know, given it was from a car boot sale. I mean, obviously it wasn't very expensive. It was just from a car boot sale. But yeah, probably more than I would normally have spent at a car boot sale on fabric, to be honest. But, you know, it is super lovely, isn't it? Now here, do I want to go up here and then cut it round? Yeah, I'm going to do that, to be honest. And I'm just going to cut around here. I'm just hoping for the best, to be honest. I mean, if this looks shocking, then I'll have to come up with another bodgy quick fix. But hey, haven't ever really filled in with fabric around a policy closure before, so this is all a new thing for me. I'm thinking kind of go in there like that. Okay, not too bad. What do we think? Because once I've glued that down, you won't even see that that's got a gap there. It will just, you know, will just slot in perfectly. Oh, I'm loving how that looks. Now, obviously, loving how it looks. Gluing it down might be slightly trickier. So let's try and glue it whilst it's actually held in place. So yeah, let's kind of go around with the glue. Again, would be so much better and easier if my fabric tack was wanting to be coming out. Okay. Okie dokie. Right, let's get that down like that. Okay, right, looking good, looking good. Well, hopefully you guys think it's looking good and it's not just me who's thinking that. Okay, and then here, this side, so again, just going to really bodgily go under there. And then again, just really get lots of glue, or as much glue as I can possibly get whilst my glue's not really wanting to come out. All around here, just so it's glued on really nicely, you know, really well. So there we go. Right, let's put that down. Now, take my piece. Oh, come on, lift that up. Yay, look at that. I don't think that looks too bad at all. What do you guys think? I mean, obviously that's sideways on because, you know, this is this way up, but I don't mind that being sideways on. I think that looks fine. Oh, I'm really happy with how that turned out. That was just totally, you know, luck. Completely and utterly luck. And then we've got the flap there, like that. I love how that looks. Right, so let's turn it back over and we will do some little bits of decorating here on the front. So let me put my stick pin back into the fabric tack because we may want to use that a bit more. Oops, come on. Right, oops, I'm so sorry. I've just knocked something off my shelf now. Sorry about that. Right, let's have a look and see. So I'm having a look to see. Right, sorry, I just had to pick that up from my shelf. Oh, it was my Martha Stewart butterflies. I wondered what it was. Right, okay. Got this lace, which we could add somewhere. Let's just cut this down. Now this has got this very thick, solidy kind of bit at the bottom, which I'm not so keen on. I'm just going to see how it looks if I tear it off. Because not only is it very white looking, but it looks a bit like toweling, which yeah, I'm not so keen on. So I'll just tear that off. I mean, I think that looks much better. Don't know about you guys, but you know, that's how it was before. That's it now. I just think it looks better now. Right. Now I'm just going to try and place things around. I'm not going to glue things down at the moment. I'm going to try and get things, you know, positioned where I think they might look good. First of all. So yeah, I'm liking how that looks. Right, I've got some doily and things like that here. So let's just see. Just see whether we want any doily. Okay, let's just cut a piece of this off. Okay. Oops. So we could have kind of like a bit of doily or something on the front like that. Just going to raise the camera slightly. So sorry, when things are quite big like this, it's just really difficult to actually fit things in. So I do apologise if it's, you know, a little bit kind of, a little bit squashy. But yeah, it is just really difficult to fit things in. Now, I ordered some closing latch things from Amazon recently. They are here. I have not opened these before, so yeah, again, probably should have checked these out first, because now I'm going to, of course, struggle to actually work out how these operate. Let's have a look. Oh gosh, I hope it's obvious. Oh no, it's not looking obvious so far. Yes, a lot of pieces. Let's see. Oh, this might be better. Yeah, this looks very complicated. I'm not sure what's going on with those, but right, what's this? So this is like a little latch. Do you use these with these, do you think? Aha, right. Okay, yeah. We are cooking on gas now. Right, so that goes there. Oops. Or perhaps it has to be there. That's better, isn't it? And then that goes through the thing. Oh, they are gorgeous, aren't they? Absolutely gorgeous. So you'd have one that side, presumably, and then this one would be here to close that off. Oh, how gorgeous is that? Love those. Right, let's put those away. Now, these came with little tiny screws. So obviously, if you were attaching these to, you know, a more robust surface, you could screw them in. Obviously, I don't need to screw them in because this is just an envelope on some fabric. So I can just, hopefully anyway, like I said, I haven't used these before, but I'm hoping I can just literally glue these onto the book. So, or onto the envelope. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking like that. So you'd have one there and one here. Love how they look. They are gorgeous. Right, shall I glue that down now? Yeah, thinking now. I'm bound to make a mistake, aren't I? Whichever way I do this, it's bound to be wrong. Just wondering. Yeah, I probably am better off gluing this side, I think, down first. So again, I'm going to be really lazy and use my hot glue. And really just hoping that the hot glue is going to be good and, you know, strong and work for this. Okay, so press that down like that. And then keeping this closed in like that, I'm going to flick it back because then I know it's in the right place because it's attached. I'm then going to, again, hot glue this side down now. Like that. Oh my goodness. Ah, that was fiddly, fiddly, fiddly. Right, let's get that glue that's just seeping out there. Okay, so I mean, this is not a closure for the whole thing. This, you know, of course, this is not closing the whole, you know, the whole folio, but it's just closing this little envelope here. Okay. Oh, I love how that looks. That is so gorgeous. I really hope you can see that. So I'm just going to quickly show you in closer. And then that just goes in there. And that's just then holding that closed. Isn't that just gorgeous? Loving it, loving it, loving it. Really, really pretty. Right. Okay. Let's try and now get on with the rest of the cover. So thinking that there, and yeah, this doily piece, I mean, we could have it up there, to be honest, or I mean, it's one of those lovely pieces that, to be honest, everywhere you put it, it's like, oh, it looks nice everywhere. Yeah, don't know, quite liking it wherever it goes. It's one of those that just looks good everywhere you hold it. So let's just try that pink down there. You know, I know pink's not the obvious choice, obviously, with the blue fabric, but I mean, don't forget, I've got a lot of pink inside the, you know, inside the journal, so it doesn't feel, you know, too wrong to be honest, it feels like, you know, it's still a goodish choice, you know. Right, thinking go back to having that there maybe. This maybe running across here. Okay, right, now I'm wondering if we should have a book plate or something on here. Just also got some flowers, but the flower might be too bulky, too heavy. I'm just having a quick sort of look around to see what's on my desk, you know, that might be ideal. Because, I mean, obviously, if I've got something here, then that would be handy. That's quite pretty. Oops, hold on a second. Do you remember a few months back we did those gold frames? I have got a couple of those, so I'm just going to pull those in and see. I mean, again, I don't know because I haven't tried them yet. They might look good, they might look terrible. But let's just see. I mean, she's quite good on there, isn't she? Yeah, quite like her. Got the flowers, got the bird, oh, the bird. That looks really pretty on there. Okay, right. So we've got a couple of bits now that look potential, you know, look like potential kind of things. Right, let me see what else I've got. Got some of our heart embellishments, which we made. We just want the cover to look really pretty, don't we? You know, I don't want to be too prescriptive into, oh, you know, can't have this or can't have that. I want to just be free flowing, you know, and just go with what's going to look nice. So, right, let's get this pink lace glued on first because I do really like that down there. Okay. Right, so that's going to just tuck under like that. Okay, and we're going to have this piece of doily here because that also looks really pretty. Oh, this is just not going to be good to glue down, is it? No, of course it's not. Okay. Oh, come on. It's actually even worse than I thought it might be. Okay, yep. Now I haven't inked any of this fabric actually, I just thought. Let's just quickly give it a bit of an ink so that it's got a bit more of a grungy look. Like I say, I mean, you could coffee dye it, and actually I've got to confess that was my intention, was to actually coffee dye it, but yeah, I obviously forgot, and now it's glued on there. So we'll just go for it, just ink it up instead. I mean, effectively the inking, you know, it's doing the same thing. Doing the same thing that the coffee would be doing anyway, so. Right, let's just ink this a bit. Okay, and we will just cut that down here. Okay. And then that beautiful, beautiful bird. I love how that looks on there. That is just gorgeous, isn't it? I really, really, really love it. So yeah, let's put the lace across the top. Now, do I need another glue stick? Probably, and I bet I haven't got any more now. Every so often I just put a pile of glue sticks, you know, or a handful of glue sticks here in my little drawer beside my desk. But to be honest, it's surprising how quickly you fly through them. And of course, I've now gone through them and don't have another one here. Which is typical, isn't it? Right, let me just grab a glue stick or two. Hold on a second. Okay. I'll just grab another handful to put beside my desk to keep there. Oh, mental note, I must order some more glue sticks. I must remember. What are the odds of me remembering that? Slim to none, I would say. Okay, right. Let's just quickly glue that lace trim down on the top. So, right. Okay, like that. Yeah, okay, loving that. Love that bird so much. It's just, oh, could not be more perfect on there, could it? So yeah, I'm going to have to glue this down with my hot glue, and I'm going to have to be kind of quick. So, and sort of gentle actually, because I don't want to kind of reactivate the, you know, the gold or the glossy accents or anything like that. So yeah, just want to be quick but gentle. So pressing it in quickly but gently. And hopefully straight-ish. Straight-ish. Okay. That looks so pretty on there, I can't tell you. Right, okay, so that's that. Right, let's try a few of these little bits and pieces then. So could always have something else on here. I don't know whether I'm kind of building this up too much. You know, it's kind of getting too much stuff on there. Right, let's try one of our like wax sealy type bits or something. Or I've got those Jabos actually. Let me just see whether I've got one of those that might go. Or I've got those little fan type pieces. They might just be a bit too delicate for on here. I mean, that's quite pretty, but thinking kind of on the cover, that might just be too delicate. It might be vulnerable to getting knocked and things. What about if I have it under there? That's quite nice actually. And that would open. It is quite nice, isn't it? What do we think? What do we think? What do we think? Let me just bring in like the Jabos for a moment. I know, totally kind of the wrong colour, but for some reason the mixing of the colours on this piece is just really really appealing to me. I know you're probably all sat thinking, what is she thinking? That just does not go there at all. But you know, there's something kind of quite nice about the mixing of the colours on this particular journal. I mean, that I think it's just scrumptious. What do you guys think? Oh, it's probably better I can't hear you, to be honest, because you're probably all horrified at my colour clashing. But yeah, there's something quite nice about that. I'm quite loving it. Right, just got some pink pearls here, just because now I've gone for the pinks. Kind of thinking, perhaps we'll have a couple more pinks. I really love that. I know it's weird, but yeah. I mean, this is not how I'm expecting or was expecting this cover to go at all. I mean, obviously I didn't have a plan for it, but there's no way in a million years I anticipated it going pink and blue, but there's something kind of lovely about it. It's looking kind of nice in all the mixture of colours. Let's just open that and give it a bit of an ink. Again, just need to get a bit more ink on my thingamajiggly blendy tool. Okay. Okie dokie. Right, just going to top this up, or not top it up, but you know, touch it up a bit so as it's glued down where it's not got the glue, if you see what I mean. Because obviously I only glued it along the very edge, so it just needs a little bit more of a helping hand in these kind of bits. Okay, right. And yeah, I'm going to go for that fan. I know, weird, you know, very weird, but hey, I'm kind of loving it. So yeah, going to put the fan up there. Now, obviously you need to be careful with this because this is now gluing onto the cover. I've never used one of these fans on a cover before. only in a journal. So, you know, I want to kind of make sure it's really glued down nicely and properly. I don't want it, you know, getting damaged or pulling off or anything like that. So hopefully that's nicely glued on now. Right, now thinking a couple of the pearls along this edge. So let's just take a couple of them. Oops. Ah. Oh, these are just going to be such a mess. They're just going to be covered in hot glue threads. Oh my goodness. Could I be any messier? Honestly, I'm literally smothered in hot glue. Hot glue threads all over my hands. Ah, right. Yeah, I'm going to have those down there. So they are adhesive, you know, they have got an adhesive like back to them. I do always like to glue them on as well. I just don't really hold out much hope of them actually staying stuck down using the kind of sticky back. So I like to just always add a bit of glue to them. Oh, I'm loving how that looks. That is so scrumptious. Right. I'm just now, and this is totally a wild card, and I'm definitely not thinking this is going to look good, but just in case we wanted anything else, I thought I would just try one of these. I mean, clearly it's like a step too far, but yeah, that's just a step too far, isn't it? Shame, because it might have looked good. Yeah, no. Right, okay. Not saying less is more, because of course we've pretty much smothered this in stuff, but definitely I don't think it needs that. So yeah, I absolutely love how this looks, I have to say. I'm not sure whether I'm going to put anything else on there. Kind of thinking like under here, so under the flap where the envelope opens, it maybe needs something here, but maybe something just quite small and of course quite flat. I mean, maybe something like that. I don't know. Let's just see. Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to keep it small and flat here, because otherwise, apart from anything else, my little latch mechanism is not going to want to hold. So, you know, I kind of haven't got any choice but to keep it quite small and flat. Although, that's not the smallest, flattest thing. And this still, you know, still seems pretty happy to shut around it. I mean, obviously, I haven't got anything in the envelope yet. But, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I don't mind that just being completely plain. Let me just take my book plates, because I'm thinking actually maybe just a book plate under there. You know, so it's just like something just subtle, but just so it's got something on there. Yeah, I think maybe something like that. So let's just quickly ink that up. Do we want to have that on any lace or anything? Because it looks a bit just on its own, doesn't it? Yeah, let's do that. So I'm just going to cut this lace around here. Okay, so let's just, whoops, put that down there. Oh my goodness, come on. Ah, stuck on my scissors. Come on. Okay. Right, that looks quite nice, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm just going to quickly glue the lace down first, just so it's kind of held in place. I mean, obviously that book plate would hold it in place as well, but yeah, I'm just kind of double ensuring it's glued down. Actually, I have just noticed I have got this little cluster I could have put here, to be honest, although it's quite small. So I might put this cluster actually just on this envelope, and then I think that's quite nice. So yeah, let's put this on here. I've not even put brads on this or anything, you know, keeping it super, super, super flat. Okay, Put that down there. Like that. Okay, and then on this side, probably just want to put something papery on there. So let me just again see what papery things I've got. So I had some of that collagey. Could just do something like that. Let me just tear this down. Okay. And ink it slightly because it's looking quite bright otherwise. So I'll just kind of ink it up so it's a bit more grungy. Okay, oops. And then just, you know, have it like that. I mean, I think that looks lovely, to be honest. Just, you know, just those couple of things. Doesn't really need anything else. It looks, you know, super pretty as it is. So let's just pop that down there. And then the back, you know, where we had the policy envelope closure thing, I will probably just leave the back plain, to be perfectly honest. You know, I don't want to bulk the back out and make it really lumpy, because then it's not going to be very good operationally, you know, or practically. It's just better being a flat, or as flat as possible. So yeah, I think probably leaving it as is probably the best bet. Just see whether I want anything else on here. I've just got some of those blue bits of fabric. Just see whether we want to have any of them. No, I don't think so. Let me just check. I had a bigger piece somewhere. What have I done with those? Oops. Oh, have I put them away in my bag? No. Oh, honestly, forget my head if it wasn't screwed on. Let's just try this here. Just tear this down. Okay. Pop this there. Let me just ink this up a little bit. Okay, just do the edges a little bit more scraggedy, like that. Okay. Okay, so I might just do it like that, because maybe it's a little bit plain and boring without the fabric. So we just put that down with some glue. Okay, and then just okay, pop that down like that. Oh, how scrumptious that looks. Okay, so yeah, really love how that looks. So that just goes over like that, that down there, and that closes across there. So obviously, like I said, this is not a closure for the whole journal, because of course, you know, or folio, it's opening here. It's just merely holding this envelope down. But I do absolutely love how it's, you know, how it's working. It's really super pretty, and yeah, looks really cute. So yeah, I will just quickly ink the back up, and then I will just leave the back pretty much plain, I think. You know, I don't think it really needs anything. Obviously, you know, when I come to kind of like fill the folio and things, you know, I might decide that actually it does need something else. But at the moment, I'm feeling it looks pretty good just plain. Obviously, we've got the flap here, and, you know, I'll put some string around here. But I'm quite liking that, you know, just plain, I think. So, I mean, I could always put just a bit of lace or something, just, you know, maybe just like there or something. So might just use up what I've got here laying around on the desk. So, you know, for literally no other reason other than getting it off my desk, really. So again, let's just tear this down, tear that sort of thick edge off of there, and then just I'll just ink this up a bit. Did I ink this? Can't remember. Can't remember whether I did or not. So maybe just have that kind of there. Yeah, that looks quite nice. So we'll just pop that down there. Oops. Like that. Okay. Like that. Just see whether we want this anywhere else, or you know, I might just find somewhere inside for it or something, so it's gone, just so it's not hanging around, you know, anymore. So I'm just going to glue this down because of course that's just there flapping around. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I will just put this little slither of lace just somewhere in here, just so it's off the desk basically, and I'm not throwing it away or hoarding it, you know, I've got rid of it somewhere. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it could go anywhere. Well, I say it could go anywhere, and then I'm obviously struggling to fit it anywhere, but hey, it's all good. Well, I hadn't finished this page off, so it could probably go somewhere on this page. So, you know, when I come to do that page in a second, I will, yeah, probably incorporate it on there somewhere. So, I hope that you like the cover. I really love how it turned out. And, yeah, I really hope that you like it as well. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys soon. Thanks, then. Bye.